This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Joining us on Stockbox today is Paul Johnson, the CEO of Powermetal Resources. Paul, thank you very much for your time today. So I wonder if we can get straight into the fact that the markets are not that inspirational, let's say, at the moment. And during these times, I think people, shareholders, can certainly get a little bit frustrated, a bit impatient with their investments and start to question everything, really, which tends not to happen when everyone's in a good mood and the markets are buoyant and the share price is going up. So, as you alluded to before we started, that maybe some people are questioning the Power business model. So I wonder if I can start you off by just asking you to really just justify again the Power business model for shareholders and why you believe it's the correct way to build value for shareholders in the long term.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite simple as a business. We've been in existence in this form since Feb 19, and I hate to use the phrase bottom feeders, but to a certain extent, we certainly have been. We've been going along in this difficult period in the market. We did have an upswing in 2020 post the COVID dip in March 20, but for most of the rest of the 3 years, it's been quite challenging. It's opened up opportunities. We've never wanted to be the traditional junior resource business, which is generally made up of a couple of projects in a single wrapper, with one of those projects being ramped to high heaven as the next saving, amazing kind of savior of the metal space. And it almost never happens. We wanted to be a diverse operator across jurisdictions and commodities. We wanted to have a dual business model of major metal discoveries together with significant value creation at the same time. We wanted to do an honest job and actually deliver. The best way of demonstrating that is the investment in our own company. And I've been buying shares, hand over fist for so long now throughout this entire time I've been running the company. Work ourselves into a bit of a frenzy. And that's saved us, to be honest, in the last since early 2020, because we've been able to focus on, significant work. And then take some of that sized business model, put it into spin-outs and disposal type wrappers, and create significant value. Come out of this with significant discoveries on top of that across a broad spectrum portfolio, focused on the metals that are going to make significant difference in our world. So all of those different factors come together. I don't have, at this point in time, kind of the golden bullet to solve the share price related challenges that many companies are facing. I do, alongside our investors, get very frustrated when I see, our share has pulled back by the same proportions as many other companies that, quite frankly, are probably sat on a beach at the moment, not worrying about the market. Because when you push hard, you want to see the results come through. But does it change where I think we're going? No, I think we're going to a unique place in our markets with this model and this portfolio and the people behind the business that we've been recruiting into the team to grow our company, to manage the spin outs and all the rest of it. And I look forward to the time when the market recognizes, what we have built. I must say, from a private perspective, if I look at my investing career in the junior resource space, which has been pretty focused on resources for the last 12 years, I've never made money, I don't think, from any share that I didn't start buying in a difficult phase. I think about Greatland Gold. When I was first buying Greatland Gold proper was late 15 and the share price was under 0.1 of a penny. Then my lowest buy was 0.045. No one believed in it. One of my best investing friends said to me, you must be mad buying Greatland now. What's the point? It's never made any money. And I said, well, one day I'm sure it will. And didn't it just? So this is the time for people to make money in our space. by acquiring positions in the best players in the space, the best companies, building those positions, moving out of the deadwood, and going into those stocks that are really going for it and have a good business model.
Mm-hmm. The old phrase "buy when it feels like swallowing glass."
Yes, sort of. It's hard though, isn't it?
It's very hard.
I read a statistic. I don't know if this was right. Like 95%, maybe more, of people investing in the junior resource space lose money, and most of them considerable amounts of money. And it's because now, well, first of all, the sector is one of the best at taking you through this roller coaster, and it drains people. It drains them of capital and of enthusiasm. The best time to acquire these positions is at the lows, but psychologically we're programmed to like to buy when something has a big positive chart behind it. In the past, it gives us comfort when we've seen something go up from 2p to 10p. Whereas if it's fallen from 10 to 2, and if fundamentally the business is still the same, then you've got actually a big opportunity. I'm not worried about my portfolio in junior resources. I'm not worried about any of them, to be honest, at the moment, because I know they're going to go up a lot. And I look at my company, and obviously I can't speculate as freely on my company's share price performance because I get into trouble for that. But I'm not worried about my business model. I'm not worried about what we're trying to do or where we're going. I'm absolutely, enthused by what we've been able to do. And maybe, we're going to talk about a couple of these projects that we've taken on recently, and what we're doing in the business, and that we can articulate through that some of the tremendous opportunities